veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling...
Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. As you guys had seen in our last video, we were starting to plumb the wastegates on our turbo HEMI here. We were moving everything around. We had said before I was always going to take and have recirculated wastegates. Well, we explained in the last one why we can't do that, and we had some people, you know, comment what they think would be neat to see, and we kind of went down a couple of rabbit holes there. We have some ideas, but real quick, go ahead, if you could, hit the subscribe button and maybe like the video if you're enjoying it down below. That is much appreciated. But right now, let's go take a look at what we have going on and see what we kind of decided to do. Alright, so as you see, we have one of the wastegates on here with one of the old bellows on, and we kind of started mocking a couple of things up. I have a couple other pieces in my hand here. I'm going to show you a little bit of what the idea is and what we're going to go with. Well, obviously, we're not going to recirculate them back into the exhaust. It's just going to cause too much turbulence issues and cause actual problems for us that we're trying to solve. So we will have to go with the open screamer pipes, which I absolutely am not a fan of, but I keep getting reminded, race car. It's a race car. So it's what we do for race cars. Make it so it works better. The idea is, right now, we're gonna take and have this pipe here. We're going to get our angles and everything correct. We're gonna have the pipe actually exit just like this on the back side here. Then we're actually gonna weld it right to the pipe, so that way it's all one piece. We're gonna do that. And then we're gonna have this wastegate. Gotta figure out where we're gonna put it, but it's gonna be down here, and it's gonna come up like this and follow that and be over here. So we're gonna have two pipes exiting kind of side by side with the 5-inch exhaust. That's the plan right now. We're gonna weld them all together, and so it's all nice in one piece. The reason we like to weld them together is if you take the exhaust off and you go to put it back on, since it has a hole in the hood, if it has to, as I will say, triangulate, or it has 3 points of contact on there between this wastegate and this wastegate, it is much more likely to get in the correct spot going through the hood your first shot on there. Let's go ahead and start taking a couple of swipes at this and see if we can't make some progress today. First thing that I am going to do, and I already did, as you see, is where I have the pipe that I want up here to exit, I went ahead, got it in place, and I clamped it in place there. For me, when I'm building some stuff like this, it's easier for me to go, okay, I have this here and this here, and I need to connect the two. Some people like to just go, okay, I'm just gonna build it and I'll put it where it ends up. Some people, like myself, I like to know where it's going to end and then make it there, so that way the end product portion is done. Now, as we can see, we need to make some adjustments here. I might twist that wastegate over a little bit just to get the angles a little bit closer, but I'm also gonna go make a whole bunch of pie cuts because I don't have a whole bunch of bends in the bend. All right, guys, so I'll kneel down here because the car, we had to drop it down for a couple of things. So as you see right here, we've got everything kind of mocked up. It's kind of taped up here and everything, but that's going to come over. Let's go like this. We're gonna come over with this, back up, and then out. So let's go that way. That's kind of how our wastegates are gonna look. Now I'm gonna weld all of this up right here and get this all kind of set. And then we're gonna have to come over here. And in this area, we'll have to figure this out here in just a sec, but in this general area here, we're going to fit our other wastegate to come up and follow this and exit kind of right here. If we can get it maybe on the other side and come up right next to it, that might be another option too. Might be kind of cool. So let's take a look. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what we can come up with on here. But first thing is, let's weld up the tubes, the tube we already have. So you guys saw us welding everything up there. Back over at the car, I have it put on to the car, and our next pipe kind of started. Let's go over some of the ideas and what we're gonna do here. So take a look. We already, if you look under here, I got the MIG welder out and I just kind of MIG welded this on, so that way this pipe, there's also another one further up, like here-ish. There it is. We got this on there. We're going to run it actually next to each other right here. So when you look up at it, it's gonna be kind of neat, but then it's gonna be, you know, flush cut like this. There we go, see? Use your imagination. We're gonna take and come down and we're gonna use 3 15-degree pie cuts. So we're gonna come here, we're gonna do a 15 and then a little bit of a straight, a 15, a little bit of a straight, and a 15, and then straight and come down like this. Once we get it to here, we're gonna go ahead and stop, and then we're gonna figure out our mounting of the wastegate down here. So we can get this, and then we're going to build up to that right there. It's not the, you know, not exactly what we wanted to do for this, obviously, but it's gonna turn out pretty cool. We already got the front end in here and we put it up on there just to make sure that it's going to stick above the hood so we can go ahead and trim it. And then we're gonna make our own trim ring for it as well and have it cut out on a water jet. So go ahead, I'm gonna go and cut some more pie cuts, I guess. I wanted to show everyone, if you've never done pie cuts before, kind of how we do them, I'll tell you this, pie cuts are not my favorite thing. I would rather use bends on there, but sometimes when you're just doing everything off of just strict math on there, where we know we have to go 45 degrees, and we're gonna be going with a radius that's, you know, bigger than what we already have there, it's a little bit easier just to do it with a pie cut. And then also, since I already have all this straight tube and everything, it's cheaper, so I don't have to buy a bunch of stuff. So that's why I do it. But so if I want to make some 15-degree pie cuts, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up my angle here at 7.5 degrees, because I'm going to make a cut here like this, and then that's going to make 7.5. Okay. Now the next one, when I turn this 180 degrees, and that's already set at 7.5, and we cut again. 7.5 makes 15. I know, math, so much fun. Here we have our 15-degree and our 7.5 degree. See the difference? That one's gonna be a little bit further spaced. I did want to give it a little bit more area to weld here, because if I take and get it too close, you can actually burn through it right there. So give myself a little bit of room, because we're making a nice big sweep. So I only got 2 more of these to make, and then I'll probably square it up and then cut another 7.5 just to have the pipe squared, and have another 7.5, because I keep these little ones like this. I had like a 5 when I was trying to make a 10. I think I have a 15 laying around from when I was trying to make a 30, things like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these finished. Back over at the car, I took the 3 pie cuts we made, and I put 1.5 inches in between each one on there. I've kind of just estimated off the top of my head kind of what I thought the spacing would be, and turned out pretty good. Take a look at this. So we take our unit here, and not bad, follows it nicely. So now we'll get it down here. We'll figure out this area, how far that is, and we can start then getting this coming down, and then we'll get the wastegate mounted. Okay, so back over at the car, next day I'm back here and doing some work. We are fitting up our merge for our wastegate that we're relocating. Now, you see this is a pretty big opening on there, and then this is tapered, it's coming down to 2.5 inches. The reason for that is we have a lot more volume that we're trying to control coming from the other side. You know, it's coming from over here, all of this volume coming over to here, and I can't get a really good mount down in here off to the side of it so it would feed it really well, because where we need to put fuel regulators and such. So we're gonna have a way big opening feeding it, and we're gonna come down like this, and that is going to give us a nice consistent signal to the wastegate that we can, you know, bleed things off and control it that way. So I'm gonna go ahead, get that kind of, you know, cut open and start getting this in place so we can mate everything up. As you guys saw yesterday, we've got our pipe here made with our pie cuts. So once we get this here, we'll get the wastegate mounted, and then we will connect from there up to the wastegate and pull everything off and weld all of it up. Wastegate is on. Take a look at that. Now we've got our wastegates nice and close to each other. We're now going to, now that I got the wastegate kind of mounted and tacked in, we're going to go ahead and start building from here up, and I'm gonna bring it around underneath this pipe just a little and then back up, just to try to keep some of the heat away from the top of this gate on there. We are not using a bellows like this on here because I'm only going to need one bellows on how this is set up. Since everything is going to be so close right here, not much is going to move, but this way it's going to give us the opportunity so we can have a little bit of wiggle room with this and this here to get everything mounted up when we go to install it. So I'm gonna go get a couple of pie cuts kind of tacked up and tacked onto the wastegate exit, and then we'll catch up with you guys there of kind of the idea of how to bring everything together. If I can get this all done today, I may even just throw a quick coat of paint on it because I'm curious to what it's gonna look like all said and done. So nope, back over here. All those little pie cuts, everything we did, we've got everything tacked in here and ready to, you know, basically be welded up. So we have to take this pipe off. That's still warm. Careful. So we're gonna take this off. We're gonna finish welding everything around it. Then we'll go ahead and take and disassemble the turbo kit down here so we can weld our merge that we have down here. And then also we had a couple of small pieces when we put this one on as well. So we can get everything welded together. Once it's all welded up, final fit and everything, we'll put it all together and we will weld this tube right here. There we go. This tube will get welded, and then it'll get welded back here because this tube is already welded to our pipe. And looks like we might be a little bit off here, but when it gets slash cut, I think it'll be fine on there. This is our first time trying to do this, or my first time, and I can see there's a couple, I mean, it's not a perfect, there's a little bit of gap here. Obviously it's gonna be more down here, but you know what? I think it's going to do just fine, and it's going to help out the issue that we were having with the spool times and such on there. When we were down south, we did get timed out on one pass. That was because we had spent so much time spooling on there. So I need to make sure that we can get this to spool up to our target boost as quick as possible. So we're doing these on here. We're going to do the upgrade to the V6 software, and we're going to play with a bunch of that once this is back together. So let's go ahead and get this finished so we can fire it up.
You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain, pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane, pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test, and expect nothing less, you check as I'm chess, what's happening next, yeah. He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second, this life is a lesson. He got a new engine from pain, it's a blessing, new focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession, all in his possession. You got their attention, I'll leave an impression and take a redemption, just kill no discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression, could try to play.
Here we have it, guys. So we have our two wastegates mounted. I still need to do the welding down below. I just got some more tacks on there, and then I have some more extra tacks on it right now. I'll pull it off and do the final welding. And we've got our tubes coming up. I threw some black paint on it just because I wanted to see how it was going to look. And then I had to fix a crack over here on this. We had a crack like right in here, but I don't know about this. I kind of want to see if I can't take maybe just like that, have that up a little bit. I don't know, we need to get the front end on and take a look. And then I painted this as well with an anthracite gray. I like that a little bit better. I think I might actually paint the carb hat and this anthracite gray. So, but you know, we got the wastegates figured out. We've got this repaired. We've got everything going there. And I was hoping to have our fuel cell aluminum to kind of continue on that. I don't have it yet. They're still cutting it and doing everything over there. So I will call tomorrow and see what's going on. So I think the last little bits that we have, we're just going to be, you know, tying up some loose ends, waiting for the transmission, and making that fuel cell. So the next time you see us, we should be building a fuel cell, and we will also show cutting that for the hood. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Make sure you go to the website, go pick up a shirt, a hat, anything. All of the proceeds or anything from the sales for that does go right back into the race car. It actually just goes into our racing account, and we have that's what we use to fund all of our stuff there. So if you want to support us, we do appreciate it. Go hit the website and pick up some merchandise there. Until next time, guys, be safe out there.